My name is Andrew Sugg, and I'm here to be telling you something that you may not know you need in your life, but you never know when it's going to come into handy. Today I'll be speaking about leading dwarfs to the Lonely Mountain. Now, the first thing to remember when you're leading your dwarfs to the Lonely Mountain is that you always need to remain prepared. Dwarfs are stubborn creatures. They're about short, a little bit down here. They have a little bit more fuzz down here than I do. And they like to fight, they like to drink, they like to eat, but they're pretty steadfast in the face of danger. And hobbits are essential, yet fragile. You need to watch over them. They can't defend themselves very well against monsters, so you have to be careful about them. But you do need them to come with you. You need at least one. And the greatest ally that you can have, really, is a wizard. Wizards are also very helpful because of magic and whatnot, so they're very good for guidance because they're typically older and they're more experienced, so they can help guide you through your arduous journey. Now, the first thing that comes first, obviously, is that you must be prepared. The most essential thing, and the dwarf will tell you this no matter what, is you always have to remain armed. Some sort of weapon typically helps. Swords, they like swords, hammers maybe, axes, anything will do. When that comes to that regard. And you might not like what I'm wearing, but you definitely can't wear this when you're journeying to the Lonely Mountain, so you're going to want to get something a little bit more appropriate. Like something darker, something that'll keep you warm, even though it's a little hot out today. Maybe a little hat to keep you warm here, to keep the sun off your head when you're traveling around the Lonely Mountain here. And then water. Water is essential. You need water to go on your journey, or else you're going to get very thirsty. Food. Fruits are always nutritious. Bread can never go wrong. Lasts a very long time. A map. We'll get to that in a moment. A light source to help keep you warm at night with your fires and cooking and things like that. And you have to remember, technology is not the same as it is in our world. So you have to keep that in mind. You can't pull out your Google Maps, get on your thing. You can't call your dad and help him take you where you need to go. You need to rely on your senses and what you've been given. And the most important part out of everything, even though there's several most important parts, this is the most important part of the most important parts, is do not panic. You will get lost, you will run into trouble, you will run into unruly people who will not be willing to help you and may not like you, but you always have to remember to stay calm and remember what you were told. Now, the dangers are going to be very great on this mission, but you must always have faith in your companions and in yourself. You will run into orcs, green, nasty, very violent, like to ride around on wolves. It's not a good time. You don't want to be caught on the open by those guys. You may run into unfriendly elves. Unfriendly elves they can be helpful, but dwarves and elves do not get along, so you have to make sure they stay apart from each other. You'll run into maybe dragons. Maybe dragons. You never know. There was a dragon that was sleeping in the Lonely Mountain a long time ago, but we don't know if he's still there. His name is Smog. Not a very nice person. Goblins are very another trouble. They like to work with the orcs, even though they're lesser than them, but they will be a trouble no matter what. Thieves, they can rob you. Bandits, even though the dwarves should keep you protected. And finally, you have to be careful about rings of power. They're very dangerous because they can corrupt you. Men and hobbits are more susceptible than dwarves are, because men are greedy and dwarves are more willing to stay in their strongholds. And spiders. Spiders are also going to be a problem if you're traveling to the Greenwood, which I will show you here in a moment. Now, here comes the map part. We got a pretty map right here. So first, what you're going to want to do is, starting in the Shire. I'm not sure if this is backwards or not, but hopefully it shows up correctly. The Shire is here. You're going to want to go through the Greenwood, where the spiders lie. Now you have to be careful with these spiders because they're pretty smart, and the elves they patrol through it, but they might not be able to help you. Once you get past the Greenwood, you're going to want to go in to the woods. There's going to be more woods here, and there's some elven kinks here. They're not very friendly to the dwarves because they were allies a long time ago, but they got betrayed, and it's not a good time here. Then you're gonna want to go up to the long lake. The lake is going to be probably the hardest thing to traverse because if you want to make it, and it's very important to make it by the light of last Durin's day. And if you're not there, you're never going to be able to get there again. You're going to have to wait a very long time. And then once you're in the long lake, you're going to secure passage through the water, through a barge perhaps, and then you'll get to the Lonely Mountain. And once you get into the Lonely Mountain, it's essential that you have to keep Thorin Oakenshield away from the gold. Dwarves are very easily corrupted by gold, and so are dragons, and that is a bad mix, my boy. And then, once you're finally there, you're going to want to wait until Dane from the Iron Hills comes along and helps you, because he has the remainder of the dwarf forces in the area, and he's going to be able to help you defend the Lonely Mountain once you get there, because there's no point in getting there and not being able to stay there. And this, my friends, will conclude my introduction onto how to lead your dwarves to the Lonely Mountain. Thank you for watching, and have good adventures with Gandalf, Bilbo Baggins, and the company of the 13 Dwarfs. Thank you for your time.